So Robert De Niro has got MAGA Republicans pretty upset these days because he does not hold back when he's asked what he thinks about Donald Trump. Now, I know that one of MAGA's favorite things to say is they should just shut up and sing, or they should just shut up and act, and they should just stay out of politics. And we all know that they only say that to anyone who bashes their dear leader, because we know when Kid Rock spews his politics, or Ted Nugent spews his, or John Voight or Clint Eastwood spews theirs, they love it. So they're just mad at De Niro because he's speaking his mind. And that's ironic because they say that's why they love Trump, is because he speaks his mind. But anyway, as I'm sitting here watching this clip of Robert De Niro on Jimmy Kimmel, I'm saying to myself, man, De Niro is taking the words right out of my mouth. He's saying things that I have said right here on my videos. So take a look at this, then we're going to come back and talk more about it.
He's so stupid. Look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth. He's a moron. But he's a scary one. And in all seriousness, and we know it here, people have to get out and vote and vote and vote and vote.
Yeah. One time each.
Do you think he pretends to be dumber than he is to confuse people and make them think? No, you think he's
no. I don't think so.
Why do you think? I'm curious why you would guess that there's a big group of people in this country who believe that he cares about them.
I am totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it, and it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades, and he's a what's it, Tammy Faye and the other one.
Yes.
It's the same thing, give us your money, we're going to save you. Yeah, televangelist. It's just the same thing, and it's so obvious. I just don't understand people could buy it. He's dangerous. We got to get rid of him.
Do you ever?
And shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. What do they tell their kids? What do they tell their grandkids later when it's written in history books what their role is and what they did, and they allowed him to do this? He's an outright criminal, and they're still buying it.
Yeah, he took the words right out of our mouths. How many times have we talked about how that Donald Trump is nothing more than a televangelist grifter, no different than Jim and Tammy Faye Baker? How many times have we made that analogy? Because that's exactly what it is. But I really enjoyed hearing De Niro say those things because, I look at the world that I live in and where I come from, and I look at the tax bracket I'm in. You know what I mean? And I say to myself, okay, I see through this stuff, and I can't understand for the life of me why the people around me, why they can't see through it. But then I've always wondered what people at the top would think, and Robert De Niro is in a completely different tax bracket than I am. He's in a completely different world and is surrounded by a completely different world. And so you say to yourself, here's a guy who couldn't be possibly different in how we were brought up and where we're at in the world. And yet both of us can see Donald Trump for exactly what he is. And one of the funniest things that I saw was De Niro talking with Bill Maher, and he said, I couldn't ever play Donald Trump in a movie because I couldn't find no redeeming quality about him. And when he said that, I got so cracked up because I'm a huge De Niro fan. I watched all of his movies. I mean, this is the guy that played a young Vito Corleone. And he couldn't find one redeeming quality in Donald Trump. This is a guy that played Al Capone once, and he couldn't find a redeeming quality. He played Max Cady in Cape Fear, Jimmy Conway in Goodfellas, Ace in Casino. And out of all those slimeball, horrific characters that he portrayed, he couldn't play Trump because he couldn't find one redeeming quality in him. And That should say a whole lot. It really should. And again, I know what the critics are going to say. They're all going to be like, yeah, man, but he plays a tough guy on TV, but he's not a tough guy in real life. Well, okay. If you think that, then you have to write off every actor that you know. You have to write off John Wayne. You have to write off Clint Eastwood. You have to write off John Voight. You have to write off everybody if that's why you're going to get mad at DeNiro. I know that so many people loves to say that entertainers should stay out of politics, but I don't think so. I think that everyone right now more than ever needs to be using their voice. I don't think anyone should be backing down from anybody or anything, because democracy is on the line like never before, and this is such a crucial time. This is not a time to stay quiet, and I would rather have artists speaking up and speaking out, and entertainers speaking up and speaking out, even if they are disagreeing with us. Let the MAGA actors come forward. Let the MAGA musicians come forward, and let them all start talking. So we'll start talking, and we'll all get in this conversation and put an end to this train wreck that is Donald Trump. I'm all for him talking. And besides, what I've always said, you don't want to hear Robert De Niro talk about it? Okay, who are you going to go listen to? Mitch McConnell? You want to listen to him talk politics? I mean, that's always been my argument. Entertainers are there to help provide us with entertainment and to tell us stories. They're storytellers, and they're people who they have to look at things and they have to examine characters from every aspect. An actor like Robert De Niro is a master at his craft. This guy goes in and sits down and absolutely looks at the character and the story from every angle. So he's someone who really thinks things through before he speaks, unlike Donald Trump. And that's why I'm all for the De Niros of the world speaking out as much as he wants to. De Niro would be in my top 5 favorite actor. I couldn't put him at number 1. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up his ass. My favorite actor of all time, hands down, is Walton Goggins, followed by Billy Bob Thornton. And I would probably put De Niro at number 3, Pacino at number 5, and then I love character actors like Harry Dean Stanton and Ray McKinnon. I would probably put them 5 and 6. Those are my heroes, and those are my favorites. But I'm glad to see De Niro saying what he's saying, because there's so many times you see an actor or musician come out in support of Donald Trump, and it's pretty disheartening. But, yeah, Robert De Niro took the words right out of my mouth, and I thank him for it.